video demonstration, I'm going to show you how to use the fabulous new JND482 Beebalm lattice layer set. This is a sort of unique idea where we've got a die which makes an absolutely beautiful lattice pattern of a sort of Beebalm style of flower. But then we have two stencils that match with it that can be used to layer together to give you different patterns on your stenciled piece, or can be used separately to give you stenciled areas. So I'll show you a few samples of this one. We've got here a traditional where we've actually stenciled onto the die cut and then stenciled in the background to create that multi-layer look. Here I've simply used the stencil, and I've used just one of the stencils twice to repeat it round to give me that beautiful background. Here we've used just the die and we've cut it into two layers so that we get that double layer of flower in there. And here we have where we've paper pieced in some beautiful pieces of pink against the layer. So there are lots of different options with this die. It's not just a one-trick pony. But on this video demonstration, I want to show you how to do the basic use, which is to actually colour the piece. So I've got a piece of card here and I've just cut this to 6 by 6. I've got this stuck onto my Crafts 2 mat. And I'm simply going to take the first layer, which is the larger Beebalm flower, and you would simply tape that down. I'm just going to sort of lightly secure it for the moment. So you would tape that down, and I've used Daiquiri in the Aurora Fusion ink pads and just an ink blender to just colour through the die stencil to give me my first layer. And this is what I get. You can see here I get that beautiful flower, and because I've used the Aurora I get all of that sparkle as well. So the next step on this one is to use a die cut. So we could add the second layer onto this, but we don't need to at this stage. This is simply a background piece. So we've made our background piece nice and simple and easy, and all we need to do now is to take one of the die cut pieces. So we're simply then going to take the die and add that again to a piece of card cut to 6 by 6. You can do 5 3/4, but 6 by 6 gives you the perfect sort of matting area. We simply run that through and cut that, and that will give us this piece here, which is simply cut nice and easily like that. We can then take the same stencil, matching the pattern up, and you match it by the center, so get the center into each place. And then you simply tape that down, and again we will ink through that. I'll just show you. We'll tape it down in a couple of places, and again we would ink through that with the Daiquiri ink. So I would take the ink and simply stencil through, running all over the stencil. Nice and simple and easy, and it's not difficult and it's not messy. You can do this with any of your sort of blending inks. It looks beautiful in the Fusion range, particularly in the Aurora. The gold works very well as well. So I'm just going to colour that through. Nice and simple, all of the areas perfectly coloured. And that's how simple it is. And you can see there then we have the perfect flower. And again, we could simply take the background that we've done, rotate 90 degrees, and double layer that. And to layer it up, you're looking for the dot in the center. To get it in the right place, get the dot in the center. And there we have a beautiful background pattern just done as one option. But of course, this is a double layer set, so we want to do the next layer. So I'm simply going to place the card down. I then take the next die in the set, and this time you'll notice that the center of the stencil covers the center of the circle. Nice and simple and easy. And again, I'm simply going to tape that down in a couple of places. By using the Fusion inks, because they are quick drying, I don't have to worry about waiting for this to dry to do the next layer. So this time I'm going to bring in the Mimosa, and I'm simply going to put that on top, and that will darken that red. just like that. And again, we're going to take the stencil off, and you can see there we have that beautiful yellow shine on top of there. The alternative way is to do this way, where we've done the yellow first and then we've done the daiquiri on top. This is the one I'm going to use, but I want to show you that you can put a lighter colour on top of the darker colour. And again, you can see here when we layer that up, turn it 90 degrees, we get that beautiful shading. So all I need to do is to apply foam tape to the back of here, or you can use your 3D glue gel, rotate it, line up each area by the dot in the center, and stick them together. And I've got that done just here like that. So you can see there straight away we have that beautiful pattern and that double layering. And you can simply trim this down, you can frame it. So here I have one of the frame makers in the 7-inch, which fits it exactly. And we can frame our piece like that. Because you have the stencil, you can continue that pattern. So I'm just going to take my stencil. I'm going to take my little stencil here, offset it, and simply stencil through with what's left on there. Some little yellow flowers onto the frame on each edge. So place it down. I don't need to tape this down because I'm using the mat. And there we have some little flowers. I could then move that, take the red and add some little reddy orange flowers on there as well. So we get a really nice sort of patternation from doing this. And there we go. So very simply, I've made a frame that matches exactly with my piece. So I've already glued this one of these together. So I've simply layered this with some of the yellow and I've popped some foam tape on. Just like that. So taking one layer of foam tape off. And simply frame my piece. I've then got an 8x8 card blank here. I'm going to add some of the Craft Artist Super Tacky glue on the back and place that on. And there's my latticed card done. I can decorate that with different flowers and different florals and come up with lots of different designs and ideas for doing that. But just using the lattice die set with the die and the 2 stencils in that, we can make a whole host of different beautiful cards. For more ideas, hints, tips and inspiration, why not visit The Art of Craft with John Next Door and Co group on Facebook. Enjoy.